fair enough. No, that's fine. I'm not really sure if I'd be able to.
Yeah,
Does
can we
Google Maps have
I was just gonna say, like a
elevation
Google-
Oh, absolutely.
relief
Oh, okay.
setting?
Let's see what Google shows.
Just-
I'm assuming that
I
the
know
gas
that.
line is going to the front of the house. That's where,
Right. I just want to see the front of it, like, just see it, because
Yeah.
this is,
My thought is just like if the two lines of erosion control on either side of where they're going to be digging,
Okay.
if there's like if it slants a particular way, if just those two rows of erosion control
Can we
might
do
not
an
be
aerial?
enough to catch everything.
okay.
And see
Street.
if. Not sure how to pop that up. Maybe we'll get lucky here.
or street, either or.
Yeah, you should be able to do that.
I wouldn't be able to, just gonna throw that out there to you.
Okay.
Learning some new technique. Oh, there we go.
Huh, there you go.
It's got to be one of those, right?
The trees look so lifelike, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I thought you had it.
Excellent.
Terrain.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks like it.
yeah, that's a ticket.
Not really.
Or not.
Yeah, because that and it says view topography and elevation.
It's not really
doing
giving
very
much.
much.
No.
No.
All right.
Wow, it really is flat.
I mean, okay.
We'll go with that.
Total one
If you guys are all set with that, I'm good.
I feel like you might say that.
Let's go back to the street view for a minute.
Yeah, sure. What's
Isn't it that other one
If I just
with the little
unclick
guy?
that.
Yeah, the middle down
Bottom.
2 rows in the middle.
Oh, this one?
Don't you let us
Yeah.
help you? Don't you love us helping you?
I can use it. I'm not.
You had a street view initially.
Or on the left column on the bottom. Would that be
Yeah,
the
that's
street
it.
view?
Can you make that bigger? Am I asking too
Oh, look at
Ah,
that.
look at you.
There we go.
much? Now, yeah, rotate it. So,
Yeah, so.
Mr. Gigani, where's your house?
Spin it.
Yep.
Just keep on spinning.
Wee.
Over on this
It's that
side.
one, right?
Yep, it's
Green
on,
door,
yep.
that's it.
Next to that house right there to the, well, if you're looking at to the left, the yellow house.
This one right
Is
here.
Yeah,
that
that one right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Very-
so you're actually set back quite a distance.
Yeah.
That looks more
But
than
it looks
50 feet.
flat.
Very flat though, yeah.
It is flat.
That does answer my question.
But where the pipeline's going, it could be the 50 feet.
Understood.
Okay, it's flat.
It's flat.
Okay. Any other questions? Any questions from the audience?
Nope, I pulled it up on
I'm sorry,
Google
Megan,
Maps
I
too.
didn't- Oh, hello, Megan. Do you have any questions?
Nope,
Oh, okay. There being none, is there a motion to close
I moved to close the meeting,
the public hearing?
the public hearing, for 25
Yeah,
Foot
we're
Drive.
not going to
Yeah.
adjourn quite yet.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
I,
It's a vote. All right, Mr. Gigani, we will most likely render a decision this evening, and we will be in touch.
Okay,
All right, so thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
no, not a problem.
Okay. The next item on our agenda is Andrew Mallett, a notice of intent for property at 7 Marion Avenue to install a pipe for new water service. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I,
It's a vote. All right. Mr. Mallett?
Yes.
Hi, come on up.
Alright.
So, we got your application for the notice of intent, and a few things. It's incomplete. There is the fee schedule is not completed. There's no indication that abutters were notified, and the drawing you submitted won't cut it. It's got to be a plan. It needs to have, it's, with a notice of intent, we need elevations, we need specific distances, and so what was submitted just is not something that we can act on. So my suggestion would be that, and especially especially the notice to abutters and getting those cards back and filling out the fee schedule. When people file with us, not only is that information filled out, but we're also provided with copies of the checks that are sent and that sort of thing. And so we can't act on it because it's not a complete filing. It's my understanding that DEP hasn't issued a file number, and I think they have the same issues, that it was, their view is that it was an incomplete application. So my suggestion would be to continue the public hearing to our next meeting, which is going to be, I think, on October 11th. And to the extent that you need to complete or get additional information, provide that information to us. But I think the filling out the fee schedule and getting us the list of abutters and notification of abutters is, it shouldn't take you that long. The real thing that you have to do is provide us with an engineer plan.
The notice of abutters I gave.
Yes, I do. I have the green cards.
Okay. All right.
Yes, as far
And
as
the check.
Yeah, so I have the check. So I think we will have to rework that a little bit to include the fee for the state in order to have them issue that DEP number. But that's certainly something that I'm happy to work with you on, and I can talk to you about that tomorrow.
Okay.
So do we have your permission to continue this to October 11th?
If it's a must, I mean, her water service is in rough shape, and the water department told her that she, they wouldn't even replace her meter because the piping it's really frail and fragile. So
Right.
hopefully in the meantime her plumbing doesn't burst in her basement.
Well, sir, I hope so too. But I mean, we can't act on this, and we couldn't, even if we were inclined to take it up, we couldn't issue any sort of decision because there's no DEP file number. So I'm confident that you'll be able to get the remaining information so that on October 11th we can consider this and close the public hearing at that time.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have anything scheduled for October 11th? Right now?
We have one new NOI. Yes.
At 7?
Depending on what happens with Stephen's RDA, it would be. Well, actually, no. This would take over as the 7 because this is already on the agenda.
Okay, so in other words, Marion would be the 7 o'clock hearing?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
it would be.
in that case, can I have a motion to continue the public hearing for 7 Marion Avenue to October 11th at 7 p.m.?
A motion to continue 7 Marion Avenue to 7 p.m. on October 11th.
Is there a second?
I second the motion to continue to October 11th at 7.
Is there any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Megan?
Yes, aye.
All right, it's a vote. Okay, and I see that Mr. Gravosky is here.
Thank you, sir.
So, for other business, this would be the certificate of compliance for 54 Prospect Street.
Mr. Quinn is here also.
Yes, before Mr. Quinn, he was here the last time.
Thank
Mr. Chairman, Kevin Quinn,
Yes, sir.
Quinn Engineering. I was here on the 17th, was it?
13th. I
13th,
believe.
okay, we submitted the
Yes.
plan. Members had some comments about the plan.
Right,
Some of them pertain to the restoration, wetland restoration. So I brought along Mr. Kravosky to
I
answer.
brought you along, actually.
He
I
brought
asked
me
you to
along.
come.
He-
someone brought someone, so
Someone-
I think
someone-
we've established that.
Yes. To answer questions the board members may have about the wetland restoration work and
Well,
the status of that.
my question is, why was the work not done in compliance with the plan that was submitted to us originally that we approved?
Look in that mirror.
Yeah,
That's,
you
no,
got
that's,
it. You
that's
did.
definitely a Kravosky question.
I was just gonna say, I think that's all you,
Mr.
Glenn.
Kravosky
You're asking.
question there.
Anyone,
Through the chairman,
anyone can jump
through the
in.
chairman.
Yes, sir.
Are you describing the wetland work? Are you describing the asphalt and the pipe not being 2 pipes and the asphalt being more than it was supposed to be.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with like Moscow.
No, so I think, in all fairness, and not to make light of it, the pipe issue is certainly, I think, a pet peeve of ours. But I would like you to address the issue of the wetlands. And don't get me wrong, if the wetlands that were installed are more than what was originally proposed, I see that as being a good thing,
Yes, sir.
you know? Do you have any knowledge, though, about why there was only one culvert installed instead of 2? Either one of you?
I don't think the contractor was paying attention.
I have an answer to that too. He said to us, I didn't look at the plan.
Swell.
Swell. And that's why we asked Mr. Quinn to come, because Mr. Quinn might be able to give you the calculations for the volume on a 25-year storm event. There are no wetlands up gradient. So this was clearly to just pass rainwater. Instead of going over the driveway, we would have it go under the driveway. It has been handling all the storm events that, the subjective term, all, that we have had.
Well, we've
That
had a
would be
rainy
that
summer for
July
sure.
and very heavy rains in July, nothing's gone over. I think Mr. Quinn did come in that the volume of that one pipe is sufficient underneath DOT, right, or your
Well, no, yeah.
stormwater regs?
Right, if you treat that as a 10-year storm, under DOT, catch basin lines are designed for a 10-year storm, cross lines are 25, so treating that as a 10-year storm, the 1 8-inch has sufficient capacity to pass the full.
How about a 25-year?
I didn't test for that.
All right.
But our original plan, we just had a driveway, and if water passed over the driveway on occasion during major storm events, that happens.
Right.
What's happened? If I could.
Please,
Chair.
go ahead.
Then there's the swale below it, and the point that swale has taken the volume, I could have a little bit more rock in that swale, just rock size, so that to ensure that it stays stable, that isn't just dirt near the surface, so when it runs through that narrow swale, I could propose to put more, say, 2-inch rock size, because that's basically what's not moved, 3-inch rock. Probably river rock, so it looks natural and not crushed stone, but just to make sure that that channel stays stable.
Okay.
Because where there is
That's why I
rock,
was questioning the swale. So
Okay.
that's why you put that in, was to make sure that everything stayed stable and
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, and
it
that's
didn't
what the
go into
commission would want, because-
Okay, all right.
right.
Okay,
and if I could
perfect.
read-
Yeah.
So in the wetland issue, if I could, we took the chip off soon enough that most of the wetland plants came back. And then we also planted the wetland. I'd say that, I also talked to the contractor about the buffer zone and the planting with the pines. If I was to make any suggestion, if the commission so wanted it, we could put some type of monuments just along, potentially to say, don't go into this area, because I don't think you've asked for that. That's one way to protect this other 25-foot zone.
Okay.
So a little bit more stability to the channel, which is very, we're only talking 3 5-gallon buckets, 4 or 5-gallon buckets. It's a very small item to make sure it's stable. And then potentially just a little, if you wanted, some bollards or something like that, to make sure nobody goes into that, because it is a 25-foot no disturbance zone. It is green compared to the photo I gave you. Somebody did weed whack. I saw a couple of the red maples we put in there were weed whacked, but they were still living there, coming back. And I told the client, nobody's to go into that 25-foot zone. Let it grow. It's going to be the pines, it's that white ash, some red maple in there. There's a speckled alder in there. It'll grow back into that shrub area, because that's what you want your buffer zone, to make sure people stay out of there and don't come into that wetland issue. So a little bit of work, if that is what the commission wants, this is called minor, we would take it on if that was the question in the end.
So how has the wetland responded to all the rain we've had?
Oh, the wetland, this was a marginal wetland. This is the very headwater of a wetland system, right where the groundwater starts coming out. And so if we take a look at the photos, so you have that buffer that's adjacent to so there's a driveway going down gradient, a grass strip, the 25-foot buffer, then the wetland. The wetland has come back very well. The plants that he cut off in the wetland, we never took the roots out, they're coming back, and we beefed it up with some winterberry, common winterberry, high bush blueberry, a few more red maples. That's the thicker area if you're looking in there. I was there Saturday. I was hoping to be able to go over this with you personally,
Sorry.
but you guys were probably busy on other site inspections.
Busy. No, I wasn't
I
here.
waited till 9:35. But anyways, I did want to run over that little stuff so that we could be prepared here, and if you said, oh, I want this little bit, we would have just done that little bit then to maybe get this off your agenda.
Are you available this weekend?
I am.
Okay.
Well, can I just say that we're
Do you have a
doing...
question or you're
Yes,
just
sir.
stretching?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that there's gonna be any issue with snow if they stack snow around that with the melt off later on? If that's gonna be an issue?
Mr. Quinn might also
or-
say this, that most clients that I have, they don't, if you put a condition in there with no salt, but I'm not worried about snow and, because we do have the upland area, it does have that swale, and snow can go into the upland swale that he built.
You
It
have a
could al-
vegetated buffer also.
We have a
There's a
vegetated
vegetated
Okay, so
buffer,
that should
So
be
the snow
fine.
would be in the
be in a
vegetated buffer.
vegetated buffer, and I was just
Any of
thinking
that
about the
goes
salt
under.
issue
Okay.
that you might have, but most clients that I have don't
Yeah.
use salt.
I don't use salt on my driveway.
I don't use it on mine, but if there was a condition of salt getting into the well, we'll take a condition, perpetuity
think-
condition?
Yeah, I mean, so why don't we do this? I would like to take a look at it because I haven't been able to get out there.
Okay.
And, I mean, I think what you're proposing, I think is reasonable. And, again, I'm speaking for myself.
Yes, sir.
And we can certainly, I would kick this over to our, the agenda for the next meeting. But maybe the way to issue the certificate of compliance is for you to send a letter in
Yes.
which you indicate you know,
These two, couple,
the changes that you're proposing.
will be done.
Yeah, well, let's, again, I don't want to get ahead of.
We'll take a look at it.
So let's take a look at it, and then I think we can probably get this resolved at the next meeting.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
And what would be a good time for you on Saturday, 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Perfect, all right.
Very good. Thank you,
All right.
thank you,
Thanks.
thank you.
Right now.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn, all of this. Have a good evening.
You too.
Jess, my eyeglass case, I'm not gonna leave another one here with you.
Do you want the other one back?
I got a nice one now, but it is a
yeah.
Jaguar case, I mean, why do you wanna go get it?
It looks pretty flashy sitting on my desk. I don't know.
But actually,
If you got a new one.
that was actually from Germany, that's called Jaguar, there's a Jaguar
Greece.
eyeglass case. I got it at an antique place.
Yeah, how was Greece? You
Oh,
diving?
Greece was...
Oh, don't even tell me you had a good dive there.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't
Wait,
even want to hear it,
Please, if you
dude.
write anything down, out of the blue on Crete, look it up. It's a place to go. I've told all my clients, one time in out of the blue.
Okay,
Take a
I'll
look
go
at it.
there, I'll
We'll
go diving.
Noted. Palatial, I'm talking, and the price was, you're right there on the Mediterranean, 2 big bays, everything you want to do, not in the city, gorgeous.
All right,
That's going into the
Well,
minutes
I'm
word
jealous.
for word.
out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Hellacious.
Hellacious.
That's a good word. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Is it a real word? Or is it like strategery?
George W.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't be
I'm
prudent.
ready to get down.
So,
Hellacious.
other business. We've received a request for certificate of compliance for 65 Chestnut. And you'll recall that we had been out there previously to look at 63. So, I would, since we're gonna be, at least some of us are gonna be walking around seeing stuff on Saturday, I thought maybe we could add 65 Chestnut so we can determine whether a certificate of compliance can be issued.
Okay,
Okay? Now, I have
so
to
where are we
ask-
going first?
well,
Because
first
I'm
of
gonna
all-
be late, so let's just get that out of the way right now. Okay.
Okay, and if I may inquire why?
Because I'm always late on Saturday. It's 9 AM on Saturday, Mike.
For most people,
be honest.
several of us have been up for hours by that time.
I don't.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
feel you
start.
on that.
We're gonna
My day
start.
off.
We're gonna start. I think with Prospect Street at 9,
All right, Prospect
because I
Street
told
at
them we were gonna
9.
be there at 9,
Okay.
and then we could go to
Prospect,
Chestnut Avenue afterwards.
Have they done
9
anything at
a.m.
Chestnut since we were
And then
there
65
almost a month ago
Chestnut.
now, right?
Right. So instead, they had the vegetable garden, if you recall.
Yes.
This is the house on the other side.
Okay.
So I think it's done. So I think it's just a formality, just to check it out,
Cool.
compare it to the plan. We also, this is interesting, we also got a request, or 2 requests for certificates of compliance from Attorney Chase. One is really old. One goes back to 1986, which is before I was on the board.
Or I was born.
Well, and there you go, and there's that too. So, and then, so
And
there's,
there's
that's for 410 Leicester Street. And the other one, I think, is more recent, because I think I was on the board at that time. In fact, I saw my signature on this, back in February of 2019. So, I think we should also, since they're side by side, we should also add those for our viewing pleasure on Saturday.
Lester, I'm gonna put that third.
410 and 411, yes. Regarding 16 George Street, my understanding is that there's still a pile of wood chips that the owner of 16 George Street is not particularly happy about, and we think Skyhook should go in there and remove it.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense to me.
So,
Yeah.
will they respond to your call, or should we send them a letter?
I think I can just give them a call. When I had spoken to them initially, they said, you know, we're gonna go by and take care of it this upcoming weekend. And then I was out there earlier, and you can see, like, they did pull it all back, but there is still, right, that's actually so these are the new ones. So they did pull it all back, but you can see that there is still this mound, you know.
He doesn't want it there, and he didn't
Yeah.
ask for it to be there.
Exactly, it's not his
It's a
responsibility to get
trespass,
rid of
you
that.
know?
Yeah.
It really is, so, okay, all right.
Yeah, so I'll reach out to them, and you know, when I talked to, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he was very responsive. So I think if I just give him another call, then we can get them out there fairly quickly to remove that.
Okay. And then we had also talked about sending, well, I think we discussed at the last meeting, sending a letter to the owner of 25 Vinyl Street, telling them that they need to file a request for determination of applicability for the work they've done, because they, basically, as you know, and if anyone has walked that road, that area, it's near, what school is that?
It's right by the Mary D. Stone. I want to say it's like senior housing over
It's not
there.
Mary D. It's the
Oh,
other
it's
one.
not that one?
JB.
Oh,
JB.
Julia
Julia
Bancroft.
Bank.
That's
Yeah,
what it is.
Exactly. So, yeah, so what they did is they went ahead, it looks like they cleared out the area in the back, because it's a big back lot, and then they put up erosion control measures, but they didn't do a particularly good job of it, and they should have filed with us in the first place anyway. So, I think to my understanding is that after they got our cease and desist, they stopped working.
Yeah. Yes, they did stop work. Yeah.
So, but I
They
think
haven't filed with us yet?
they didn't file with us.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think at a minimum, they have to file an RFD, and then let's see what their response is. And then for 282 Southbridge Street, and I want to put a shout out to Megan Langley for sending us the project overview information, Central to Western Mass Energy Improvement Project. Yay!
Yay, Megan.
You're welcome.
That is much appreciated.
It is appreciated, and what it shows is it actually shows the timber mats that were installed at 282 Southbridge Street. Now, yes, I know.
That was a mystery for the last 5 or 6 meetings.
Now, why National Grid didn't bother to notify us is a question that has not been answered, but at least we know what they're doing. So I think I am satisfied that now that we know that, you know, this is no nefarious activity, although I don't know what sort of nefarious activity you could conduct with timber mats. Possibly.
I'm sure somebody could think of something.
Someone could think of something, that's right. So but I think we have enough information so that I think we can probably just take this off our agenda.
I think so too.
Okay, perfect.
Did
And-
you,
Go ahead.
the couple that actually got in touch with us, though, that said these mats are in my front yard, did we send this to them?
They should have gotten it.
They
I
should have
don't
gotten it, but
remember
obviously they
anyone
didn't.
get it.
Yeah.
They
Who
said that
was-
they didn't. Didn't you say that when this all came to us, wasn't it because of somebody complaining that?
It was because of John is the property owner there.
Yeah.
And he was aware that National Grid had an easement there to get to their property. So I'll be notifying him that, you know, we've taken it off our, yeah, exactly. So I sent that to him.
Oh, you
Oh,
did
you
send
did.
it to
So
us.
Yeah, so
that's
he
the question.
knows that
Okay.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
all right. Okay.
And I mean, if he sees I'm not sure how that works legally, because I know Grid, like has the authority to,
They have a right, I mean, the easement gives
Exactly.
them rights to basically enter into the land and maintain the utilities.
Yeah.
So they have a right to be there. I think he was, just like we were, kind of bent out of shape because they didn't notify us.
Yeah,
You know?
yes, exactly.
So I think now that he understands what they're doing, hopefully that will address any issues or concerns that he had.
Hmm.
So, okay, we have meeting minutes.
I don't think I had a copy of the minutes.
Oh, I didn't hear, I have them here.
I'll grab one too, Josh, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
So the good news is that there are enough of us to actually approve these.
Good grab.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. So, I actually have reviewed these, and I had no changes to make.
A motion to accept the September 13th minutes as presented.
I second.
All right, is there any discussion? Well said. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's a vote. Is there any new business?
I do have a couple, so I was looking to get your opinion on this, Michael, because there was a lawyer that reached out to me
Okay.
representing the applicants for the certificates of compliance for 63 and 65 Chestnut.
Right.
And he was raising issue and saying that the registry would not accept the online signatures, which I don't really understand because we have that whole certificate of vote saying that we authorize that. So,
That's never been an issue.
I know, yeah. And it was an issue with, I was going to try to get Tom's signature tonight because when they issued that certificate of compliance for 10 Auburn Hill Road, what you had recused yourself from, I guess Tom's signature that we have on file is a
Right.
little bit like too dark and illegible.
Okay.
So that they were unwilling to accept, which I can understand, and I could get hard signatures for that, so that doesn't really present an issue.
Okay.
But I guess as far as 63 and 65 Chestnut, I can just reiterate that it's never been an issue before, and I know that the Worcester Registry has, plenty of things with you guys' signatures on file.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that,
Yeah.
I'm surprised, so.
Yeah,
Who's the lawyer? Do you remember?
I don't. I mean, I could certainly, if you'd be interested to see, I could forward you the email.
Yeah, please do, because I'll
Yeah.
give him a call.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
aware that there's ever, I mean, this is the first I'm
Do you
hearing.
want my signature now?
Oh, if you don't mind, because for the 10 Auburn Hill Road, it was you and Tom and Megan that had passed that. I have it right here. Because with that, it does seem like with Tom's, it is a lot darker than everyone else's. So I think with him being the acting chairman that night,
Shit.
Signed the wrong thing.
if it's,
I signed Tom's line.
I'll go around and get you guys a signature sometime soon. I'm gonna need Tom and Megan's either way, so it's one
Do you want
more.
me to sign my line now? And I just swore.
I feel like
on television.
they're being so particular about it anyways that you just slap your John Hancock, right?
On mine?
I'll just do a fresh one because I'm gonna need their signatures either way. And if they're being that particular where they won't take Tom's in the first place, then probably just want to do a fresh one.
Okay.
That's okay though.
Just do it again.
Yeah, we'll just do it again. That was
Okay,
a
that was a trial.
yeah, it was a test
I
run.
saw an empty line, I just.
Just don't swear the next time.
Okay, I won't swear the next time. It wasn't a big one, it was
No.
just a little one.
A bleeper over
Yeah.
there.
You may want to
We're
get
just gonna have to be
a
on alert.
I'm just gonna tell you that
Yeah.
now.
Never a dull moment.
That was it for the other
Okay,
the
sorry.
new business.
Whew.
Okay. All right. So before, Michelle embarrasses us any further, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, there's no opposition, of course.
Yeah.
All right. The motion is approved. All right, everyone.
Prospect Street on Saturday, 9 AM.
We'll start.
9
at-
a.m.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
And Michelle, I'm going to call you.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you too early.
Okay, all right.